Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to our next maths lesson. I hope you've had lots of fun practicing your 2 times table. Before today, we're going to move on to the 5 times table. So please pause the video here and write the date, 18.1.21, and the learning objective, 5 times table. Well done, Year 2. So thinking about our steps to success today, the first thing we're going to do is identify the number of equal groups of 5. We will then write the multiplication sentence, draw an array to solve the multiplication, and then finally write the product, including in a full sentence if you are solving a word problem. So first of all today, thinking back to last lesson, we're going to have a look at a reasoning question in our review phase. So I'm sure that you recognise this picture from Friday. So number 4 says, swimming pool tickets, adult £1.65, child 75p. The question is, how much does it cost for 2 children? So first of all, I'm going to get my highlighting pen and highlight the key information of how much it costs for a child to go to the swimming pool, which is 75p. Okay, so let's have a think. How are we going to either add, we could use repeat addition here, or we could use multiplication to find 2 lots of. So what would both of those number sentences look like? Well done. So we could have repeated addition showing 2 lots of 75. So 75 and 75, or we could use the multiplication sentence of 2 times 75. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm thinking about how we can use our knowledge of 2 lots of 5 to help us first of all. So again, that could be using multiplication or repeated addition. So please pause the video here and have a think about finding 2 lots of 5 or adding together 5 ones and 5 more ones. Well done. So we know that 5 add 5 equals 10. We could have solved it as 2 times 5 equals 10. Brilliant. Okay, so we've had to think about the ones. Now let's move on to the tens digits. So we can see that there's 7 tens in the tens column. And I'm wondering, what is 2 times 7, or 7 add 7? I know that 710 stands for 70. I know my quick recall of our Learn It facts can really help me with this one. So have a think, what's double 7? Brilliant, well done. We know that 7 add 7 equals 14. So now we need to make our answer 10 times greater, as actually we're adding together tens instead of ones. So what would 70 add 70 equal? So 2 lots of 70. Well done. 70 add 70 equals 140. So you can see here how we can use our Learn It facts to help us. 7 add 7 equals 14. So 70 add 70 equals 140. Brilliant. So now we've got 2 lots of the ones and 2 lots of the tens. So we need to find the total of 10 and 140. So what is 10 more than 140? Well done. 140 add 10 is 150. So as you can see, it is just the tens column that changes, okay, as we are only adding tens. Brilliant. So 150p can be written as £1.50, and that is because there is 100 pence in a pound. I know we're yet to learn about money this year, so well done, Year 2. I hope that review was helpful in sharing my thinking with you and how you might have answered this question. Okay, so moving on to our explore of the 5 times tables, there are 3 questions here to get us warmed up today. Number 1 is how many apples? Number 2, how many fish? And number 3, complete the number track, so counting in your multiples. So please pause the video here and have a conversation around these questions. Well done, Year 2. So let's have a look together then. So I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal groups with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apples inside each group. So I know that I need to count in my 5s 5 times. So it's the same as solving 5 times 5. So shall we chant together and count in our 5s? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Brilliant. So there are 25 apples altogether. Brilliant. Number 2, how many fish? I can see that there are 2 equal groups with 5 fish in each group. So the multiplication we are solving is 2 times 5. So let's count in our 5s together. Are you ready? 5, 10. Brilliant. We can see that there are 10 fish altogether. Well done, Year 2. Okay, now let's move on to completing the number track. So we can see that each number in the number track is 5 more than the number before. So we can see that we are counting in our 5s. Well, early on in the number track when the numbers, there are no spaces in between, because here actually, if you look, these numbers have a difference of 10. Okay, so we know that a number with the digit 5 would be halfway between 10. Okay, so let's have a go and let's count in our 5s starting from the beginning. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Well done. I was trying to keep up with you then, Year 2. Brilliant. Okay, so now that we've been thinking about our 5s, we're going to move on to our next explore question. So our friends are back and building more towers. So Jack has built some towers using cubes. Have a think about these questions and talk about them with your talk partner at home or in the classroom. So how many towers has he built? How many cubes are in each tower? And how many cubes has he used in total? So how many are there all together? Well done. So let's have a look together, Year 2. So I can see that he has built, count with me, 1, 2, 3, 4 towers. So let's say it in a sentence. Jack has built 4 towers. Well done. And let's have a look at how many cubes are in each tower, okay? So I'm going to get my pen ready to mark them as we count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. So let's answer that question in a full sentence. There are 5 cubes in each tower. Brilliant. Well done, Year 2. Thank you for joining in with me. So now we need to have a think about how many cubes he has used in total. So there's 4 equal groups of 5. So that's 4 lots of 5. So should we count in our 5s together? 5, 10, 15, 20. Brilliant. So let's answer in a full sentence all together, Year 2. Jack has used 20 cubes in total. Well done. So if you haven't already, please pause the video here and have a go at writing both multiplications, showing that it is, can you remember the hand actions and the fancy word? It is commutative. Let's say that one more time. It is commutative. Well done. So we know that the factor pairs can be written in either order and the total remains the same. So have a go. Well done, Year 2. I'm going to share my thinking with you now. So we can see that there are 4 towers with 5 cubes in each tower. So that shows 4 lots of 5 with the total 20. So let's say that multiplication together using the word times. 4 times 5 equals 20. Well done. So 20 is the product of 4 and 5. Brilliant. So if we were to write the switches to show that it is commutative, we could write the factor pairs in another order, which would be, well done, I'm going to start at 5 this time. 5 lots of 4, and the total remains the same, so that will still be 20. Brilliant. So let's say that number sentence together using the word times. 5 times 4 equals 20. Brilliant. So the product of 5 and 4 is still 20. Brilliant. Okay, so moving on, we have Dexter. Dexter's joined us today. So thinking about the process we've just gone through together on the last question, please pause the video here and answer the questions. How many towers has he built? How many cubes are in each tower? How many cubes has he used in total? And see if you can write both multiplications showing that it is commutative. Brilliant, Year 2, super mathematical thinking this morning. So let's have a look together. How many towers has he built? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. So let's answer the question in a full sentence. Dexter has built 5 towers. Well done. I'm going to get my pen ready to mark as we count how many cubes are in each tower. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brilliant. So let's answer the question in a sentence. There are 7 cubes in each tower. Brilliant. So we're thinking about 5 lots of 7. We haven't learned our 7s yet, but we've learned our 5s, so we can use our switches to help us. So let's have a think about what 7 lots of 5 are. Shall we count together? Are you ready? So we're going to count 7 lots of 5, and I'm going to use my fingers to help us keep track. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Brilliant. So let's answer this question in a full sentence. Dexter has used 35 cubes in total. Well done. So if we have a think about our multiplications, we could write this as 5 to show that there are 5 towers, times 7 because there are 7 cubes in each tower. And we know the product of 5 and 7 is 35, okay? And if we were to write the factor pairs in another way to show that it's commutative, we could write this as 7 times 5 equals 35. Brilliant, well done, Year 2. So on your board now, you can see step 1 questions. So please pause the video here to solve 1A, 1B and 1C. However, if you're feeling super confident, please move on after 1A and 1B. It says for 1A to match the picture to the times table fact. To save you drawing the pictures, I've written a letter next to each picture, so A, B, C and D. So you could just write the letter and the matching fact to help you with your recording, okay? Well done, Year 2. I'm really excited as we're about to move on to exploring step 2 together. Okay, so on your board here, you can see some multiplications with missing numbers. So what I'd like you to do, first of all, is pause the video here and have a good go by yourself, and then we're going to go through them together. Well done, Year 2. So let's have a look. 2 lots of 5. 2 times 5. Thinking about that as repeated addition, that's 5 add 5, a number bond to 10. So we should have really quick recall of this fact. Let's say the multiplication together and fill in the product. 2 times 5 equals 10. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. Okay, so the next multiplication says 6 times 5. So 6 lots of 5. 6 times 5. You might need to count your multiples on your fingers. So shall we practice this together? So we're going to count 6 lots of 5. Are you ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So the product of 6 and 5 equals 30. Well done, year 2. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. 5 times 11. Now I know what 5 times 10 is, so that's going to help me find 5 lots of 11. So let's have a think. What is 5 times 10? Well done. We know 5 times 10 is 50. So what would be 5 times 11? So we need one more equal group of 5. Brilliant. 55. Fantastic. We might also look at this at 5 lots of 1 is 5 ones, and 5 lots of 10 is 50. Let's say this multiplication together. 5 times 11 equals 55. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. Oh, having a look at the next one. It's not the product we're finding the other factor. 5 times equals 35. Now, we've just actually been focusing on this multiplication. Can you remember what the missing number is? How many groups of 5 equals 35? Well done. Let's say it together using the word times. 5 times 7 equals 35. Well done, year 2. Brilliant. Okay, now let's have a look at the last multiplication. Times 5 equals 45. So when I look at this multiplication, I think how many 5s are in 45? So I know I could count my multiples using my fingers to keep track on the amount of groups I'm counting. But I'm also thinking, I know a fact that could help me. We've just used this fact on a question earlier on. I know that 10 times 5 equals 50. 45 is very close to 50, isn't it? So how many lots of 5 do you think are in 45? Well done. 9 lots of 5, because we know 45 is 5 less than 50. Brilliant. Let's say that multiplication together using the word times. 9 times 5 equals 45. Brilliant. Well done, you 2. Okay, so on your screen now, you can see step 2. So very similar to when we were doing our 2 times tables. There's quite a few questions on step 2 that you can choose to either use this to practice your quick recall when writing down your facts, or draw arrays to help you solve each multiplication if that's helpful, okay? So please pause the video here and complete step 2. Well done, year 2. Okay, we're going to move on to exploring step 3 now. So it says, Amir and Alex have some money. Here is Amir's money, and here is Alex's money. How much money do they have all together? But first of all, I think there's some thinking we need to do. First of all, we need to recognise the coins. So what amount is each coin showing? Okay, and then we need to find the total of Amir's money and the total of Alex's money before finding the total altogether. So please pause the video here and explore the question by yourself with your talk partner at home or in school, and we will go through it together afterwards. Well done, year 2. So let's have a look at Amir's money. I noticed that these are 5p coins because there is the digit 5 on each coin, so that's showing me the value is 5p. I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of 5. So we are solving the multiplication 4 times 5. So what is the product of 4 and 5? The product is 20. Brilliant. So we know that Amir has 20p altogether. Okay, so let's have a look at Alex's money. I notice that each coin is worth 2 pence, as I can see the digit 2, and also as these coins are slightly larger, you can see in writing, can't you, going around the coin, 2 pence. Brilliant. So we're going to be counting on our 2s. I just need to count how many lots of 2 there are. You can join in with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 lots of 2. So we are solving 7 times 2. So we could solve 7 times 2, or I know from our Learn It's that we're really confident with the switches here. So thinking about the commutativity, we could solve 2 times 7, double 7. What is the product, year 2? Let's say it in a sentence. The product is 14. Brilliant. Because we know 7 add 7 equals 14. Fantastic. So now we know how much Amir has, which is 20p, and we know how much Alex has, which is 14p. We need to add together both those totals. So I wonder if you could pause the video here, if you haven't already found the total, to add 20p and 14p. Well done. So I'm thinking about, first of all, adding the ones here too. It's really important that we always start with adding the ones in case there is more than 10 and we need to exchange. So first of all, let's have a look. We've seen we've got 0p, add 4p. So how many ones are we going to have? Well done. We're still going to have 4 ones. Now let's have a look at our 10s. I'm just going to change the colour here. We have 2 10s, add 1 10. So what's 2 add 1? Brilliant. We have 3 10s. We've got 3 10s and 4 1s. So how do we say that as a 2-digit number? Brilliant. 34. And as we are showing that it's pence, we need to have the letter P here. So we've got 20p, add 14p equals 34p. So let's answer the question in a full sentence together now. So the question is, how much money do they have altogether? Altogether, they have 34p. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. Okay, so moving on to step 3, we are going to be doing some comparing today. And I've got a little helpful box at the bottom to help you whilst you're at home as well. And looking at these symbols. I know we're really confident with using them, but they might be useful to those at home helping you. So we are going to be using the inequality symbols here. So we have got less than, greater than, or equal to. And as you can see here from looking at the symbol, we have less than, the part of the symbol with less cubes represents that. So it's going to be facing the smaller number, whereas the part of the symbol which has a greater amount of cubes is going to be facing the larger number. And of course, we have the equal symbol showing an equal amount on either side. So let's have a look. We have 3 times 5 compared with 5 times 3. So what do you think here too? Show me with your actions like we would in the classroom. This might come back to front on your screen, which I'm not sure without obviously replaying it. So you could have less than, greater than, or equal to. And I apologise if my greater than and less than have come out the other way. So yeah, show me with your actions. Well done. And how do you know that 3 times 5 is equal to 5 times 3? See if you can use that fancy word to explain. Well done. It's because it is commutative. Brilliant. Okay, so I wonder if you can pause the video to now have a look at the next one. 5 times 5, add 5 times 5, compared with 5 times 10. So here you need to solve, let's see if I can get a straight pen instead. You need to solve 5 times 5 first of all, and then add the total to 5 times 5 again, which of course will be double. So solve that first and then compare the multiplications. Brilliant, year 2. So what is the product of 5 times 5? Brilliant, 25. And there's 2 lots of 25. So what's 25 add 25? Brilliant, 50. So we're comparing 50 with 5 lots of 10. And what is the product of 5 and 10? Also 50. Well done. So we know that the symbol is going to be, show me with your actions, equal to. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. Okay, so let's have a look at the last multiplications. 9 lots of 5. We had a look at this one earlier. See if you can use 10 times 5 to help you. Compared with 10 times 5. So you need to solve this multiplication first. Subtract 2 lots of 5. So another multiplication to work out there before using your subtraction, okay? So please pause the video here and have a go. Well done. So we know 9 times 5 equals 45. It's 5 less than 10 lots of 5 being 50. Compared with 10 times 5, which we know is 50, subtract 2 times 5. Well, I know double 5 is 10. So 50 subtract 10 equals 40. So we're comparing 45 with 40. So is 45 less than 40? Is 45 equal to 40? Or is 45 greater than 40? Well done, year 2. Let's say it together. 45 is greater than 40. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. So on your board now, you can see step 3 questions. So 3A, how much money does Ron have? So first of all, you need to recognise the value of the coins, complete the multiplication and answer in a full sentence. 3B, very similar to what we've just been exploring together. Write less than, greater than or equal to compare the calculations. So you need to use the symbols here. I suggest finding the product either side first of all so that you can make sure that you're really accurate with your comparing. And then on 3C, it says a sandwich costs £2 and a box of crayons costs £5. Jack has 5 sandwiches and 3 boxes of crayons. How much does he spend in total? Okay, so you need to solve that first before writing your answer in a full sentence. Jack spends pounds. It'd be really important that we make sure we have the pound symbol to show the measure that it is pounds. Brilliant. Well done, year 2. I am so proud of you. What a super start to the week. So on your screen now, you can see the answers. So please pause the video on the answer page as you review your learning together. Well done, year 2. I'm really proud of you and I look forward to doing more maths with you tomorrow. Take care.